And Mind Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice, and none of the information provided in this video should ever be taken or seen as a signal to buy or to sell. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and do me a favor, drop me a comment. You'll be doing me a massive favor, helping out with those algorithms. But first and foremost, we look at the crypto bubbles, and as we can see, we're up 5 ranks to 79 with a market cap of $1.39 billion. Current price of Quant is $115 with a 24-hour volume of $22 million, which is actually quite low, but the market is looking extremely red. And we're down 1% in the hour, down 2% in the day, and down 6.3% in the week. Now, I'm seeing lots of comments either here on YouTube or on Twitter where people are getting very, very impatient. What they don't realize is I'm here for the long term. I'm not here for short term price action. And they get so frustrated because they're looking for that quick hit up straight up into the moon. But I'm afraid that doesn't happen. When it does happen, it will happen all of a sudden. And at that point, you'll decide what you want to do, whether you keep it, whether you sell it. It's up to you. But I've got other bags I will play with. And if I see a number for Quant, then I will do something with it. So if we look here at Bull Shark trading, price rejected at symmetrical triangle resistance trend line on the weekly time frame and is pushing the price towards our buy zone. To the downside, could see bears target the fair value gaps, which is $92 and $75. A bullish reversal from our buy-in zone. We want to see price target the resistance trend line once more and break the weekly range high level of $152. Looking for $115 to hold as a support. A break below this and the drop to the buy-in zone is on. We are still mega bullish on Quant and will continue to load up at our buy-in levels. All that shines is not gold. We do not need to flip our bags to chase shiny new pumping tokens, as we all know what we hold. And absolutely right. Now, if the price was to drop, I'll just buy more. It is as simple as that. Because it's not mooning like everything else that has no intrinsic value at all, doesn't mean that Quant is a shite coin. I see the value in real world utility. And if we look across all of the utility coins, they're all going sideways or dropping a little. There's some huge imbalance in the market at the moment. People are just looking to get rich quick, which is fair enough. I get it. But I'm here for the investment. I think crypto and digital assets are changing, and it's where you align yourself, which is really, really important. Now, we move over to Arkham Intelligence. Now, over the last day or so, we've seen more CB wallets throwing into these private wallets. And as you can see here, I've spotted quite a few, 2,444 from Coinbase to private wallet, then again to the same wallet, 1,713 Quant. They are stacking. This particular wallet actually has stacked 3 Texes worth nearly $1 million in the last 7 days, and people say they're not buying it. Okay. Then we see this morning, we see another new wallet here, which basically only holds Quant, has no ETH, which is 2,576 Quant at $300,000. Now, generally, when they've got no ETH, they're not planning to do anything with it. So these are quite important for me to follow to see what's happening. And usually what they do is they stack up to around about $1 million. So I'll be hoping for more transactions from this wallet in the coming days. Now, we also see this from Indodax. It's really interesting because they seem to be collecting, as someone reminded me, they seem to be collecting them like Pokemon cards because they are literally transacting. And it's these little ones. And I said the tortoise and the hare come to mind, you know, slow and steady. They bagged another 1,200 Quant, 26 Texes over the last 4 days. And these transactions are either around 200 or even down to 1 Quant. Now, the reason why I talk about this quite a bit, because I've been doing some research into Project Garuda, which is to do with Indonesia. The Bank of Indonesia participated in Project Dunbar and Enbridge. Now, if you know a little bit about that, you'll know that that's quite important. And if we look here, we can see what they've said. Bank of Indonesia announced country's very own central bank digital currency named Digital Rupiah to move forward with the country's initiative of advanced digital transformation. dubbed Project Garuda, named after Indonesia's legendary bird, Bank Central Republic Indonesia, or the Bank of Indonesia, said it is an initiative that encompasses the endeavors in exploring optimal design for Indonesian CBDC or digital rupiah. And it says here, the really important part, Bank of Indonesia also participates in CBDC projects, including the International Project Dumbar and Project Enbridge, which is very, very important because we know who is involved, hopefully, in that. And we can see that during the last presentation that Quant Network did, video presentation with Martin Hargreaves and Gilbert Verdian, they were showcasing Enbridge as something they were very proud of, which is very, very interesting. We also see this, the digital rupiah's technological architecture will have 3 layers: the technology platform, digital assets, and use cases. And we notice here, the layers will contain smart contracts, identity services, regulatory services, cryptography, API layers, and sandboxes, which is very, very important. Now we know who has an API layer. Quant. So very, very interesting. Now I see this from Confidential, and I like stuff like this because it gets you thinking. He says here, do yourself a favor and stop falling for every single narrative out there. Confirmation bias is real. Due diligence, use the available data. We're just getting started. And as you can see here, this is the overall crypto market cap, excluding the top 10. So looking at this, absolutely, we are here. We are just moving sideways. Now, I also see this as well. See what your alts did prior to BTC breaking all-time high in 2021 and stop complaining, which I hear a lot about people complaining all the time because they're here. They want to be here for a month and see $1 million in their bank account. Now, if we look here, we can see the charts trailing back all the way to July 2020 up until today in April. So if we look here, before it did its big run, we saw sideways action for quite some time. And then, so we see this accumulation phase all the way along here. And then we hit a disbelief phase, which is, I believe, around here, and then boom, we go. Now, I believe we're in that same accumulation phase, as you can see here, and there's similar patterns playing out as well. So you see these patterns here, just accumulating, and at some point, we will see a big rise for Quant. It's just a matter of time, and that's the way I see it. Remembering, this is just my personal opinion. That is not financial advice. But if we look at this, the Wall Street cheat sheet, and we can see here, so I like to break it down into boxes. I've seen other people do this. House of Crypto, for one, give him a follow because I think he's absolutely brilliant in how he relays certain aspects of charting, because I'm not a chart monkey. I am here. I look at market depth. I look at where the money is flowing. But if you can see here, back in the bull, we saw this fly, and we would have seen a disbelief phase back here as well, which I just talked about. Then we see the bear, and then we're in this accumulation phase, and we're slowly coiling. Slowly, we're getting that rise from here, and we're sticking with it. At some point, we are going to see this jump out of this box and then hit that disbelief phase and then run into the bull at some point. It is just patience. That's all I'm doing. I'm just patient. I know what I hold. I know what Quant is all about. Now, I see this from Jano. CBDCs are the only focus of Quant. Sorry, you're wrong again. This is very old infographic. In crypto terms, it's ancient and it's a good thing. Pre-2020. See, we all want adoption and announcement, but if something is not new, we don't care, which is funny because older news is closer to adoption than new news. Absolutely right. These verticals are all over Ledger crosshairs from day one. And looking at these recent Zapier and Make integrations combined with the latest pricing updates that focus on small, medium enterprise, I'd say adoption is happening. As for connections and experience of the team, check the second image. It's all happening and it's all coming. It's all real. Stay comfy. And he's absolutely right. Look at this. Every sector, global finance, logistics, healthcare, Internet of Things, and other government, insurance, telecoms, airlines, and community, MDAPs. This is absolutely huge. This can all play out on Overledger. This is a wonderful tweet from Tokenizer, and it just sort of rounds everything off that I've been talking about in this video. He says projects like Quant, HBAR, DAG, XDC, Render, XLM, etc. aren't specific to any narratives. They're just building innovation. Just so happens many innovations fall in line with Web3 narratives. Industry grade utility isn't a narrative. It's the end goal for DLT as a whole. And I absolutely agree, because at the end of all this, what will come through will be real world utility. When regulations legislation comes about, which is coming, these will be the play. So there you go, guys. Remember, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a comment, and remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All the best, and I'll catch you later.